SayZar, you want some almond butter? SayZar? Okay, so like yesterday morning, I had an awesome OBE-VR lucid dream, and this morning I had an awesome OBE-VR lucid dream. Okay, so I'll talk about the one this morning. So basically, I was walking around at college, and the funny thing is, I was just talking about, you know, college and stuff to my new neighbor. Okay, so I was walking around at college, but it also was like a hospital inside, and it was like, you know, like, I mean, it was a full-on like hospital, but it was also like a training, you know, for students or whatever. And so basically, there was some funny parts, funny parts in it. Hold on, let me write that word down so I don't forget real quick. Shit. Tip of my fucking tongue. And then it was, oh yeah, nostalgia. Nostalgia. There we go. Okay, so the alien, it's like I was walking around observing, and it's like I had this friend that was much younger than me, or, you know, she was probably a college student, like 20-something years old. And she's really familiar to me. I think the alien was kind of copying off that woman that used to work at Barnes and Nobles, because she kind of looked like her. But anyway, so it's like, I was just kind of observing the college and the hospital where she was going, where she was attending, or actually about to want to attend. And so we walked around for a long time. Or actually, yeah. Well, actually, I guess I kind of was. Well, I don't know if I was attending it or not, but she kind of was already attending it, because it first started out. We were sitting there in a classroom, and I wish I could remember the name, you know, the doctor's name. But anyway, so we were basically taking a science course, and we were up there. It seemed like we were on the second or third floor of the college, and I was just sitting there, and she was sitting there, and we were sitting there for a long time, and it's like we were taking a science course, and then, as like I say, this lasted a long freaking ass time, this experience. And so then we finally walked out the door, and I kind of lost. I kind of needed to go back to get some stuff that I had left in there, and then I kind of got lost on the way back to try to find that classroom again. And then I looked up on the door, and it said, you know, it said the doctor's name, but he was also, you know, like a professor or whatever. And man, I wish I could remember the name, but it was like, I don't know, it was like Joe. I don't know, it was kind of like a common name, both names, like Joe Banner or something like that. Dr. Joe Banner or something like that. And I remember thinking, okay, well, I think the classroom we were in, you know, like was near that room, so I knew I was kind of close to the classroom that I had been in. But because I had recognized the you know, that name, like when I walked by to go into the other classroom or whatever. But anyway, so I kind of got confused when I was trying to go back and find the classroom, and basically that wasn't the one, that wasn't the you know, the room that we had been in, but it said Dr. like Joe Banner or something like that. And then, but then, okay, and so then, I walked back, you know, like the opposite direction, and I don't know where the short brown-headed girl, I don't know where she went off to, but I was walking by myself at that point when I was trying to go back to the classroom and find my classroom, and then I was walking back the other direction, and then I came across like a big wall. I walked into like a wall, basically. It was like a tile, like the wall was tile, and I thought, oh, okay, there's no door here. So then I turned back around and then turned to my left and then turned to my left and then, you know, found a door and went out to the door. And then I was in the college. I mean, I was more in like more of a college area. And then the brown-headed girl like met up with me again, and then we started talking. And well, not, and actually, but before that, this experience was really long. That's why I can't remember what was like exactly what happened first. But anyway, okay, so actually, but okay, so then like she went into another college classroom, and this female instructor was she was the alien was trying to copy off that teacher. I think she was sociology teacher or social work or something. No, maybe she was social work. That was a long time ago. She's kind of, the alien was trying to, with Joel, I'm sure gave me this experience. He was trying to copy off of her because it looked like her. She's probably not even alive now, but because she was old back then. And anyway, so it was like her in this experience as the instructor. And so the short brown-headed girl, and as far as I remember, she didn't have a name. The alien didn't tell me her name. Or at least if he did, I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure not. I think I'd remember that. Okay, so anyway, so I was just kind of sitting there observing, and then she was like talking. She was she was talking down to, you know, the girl, the 20-year-old college student, and she was like, you're, you know, like, you don't pay attention, you're irresponsible. She said, like, you don't pay attention, you're irresponsible, and you're, what'd she say? Irresponsible, don't pay attention. What's another word that she probably used? Irresponsible, don't pay attention, and, I don't know, but she said like 3 things, and it's kind of funny. She said 3 things, and supposedly this girl was supposed to be really smart. And so that was just kind of funny. Okay, and so after that second classroom or whatever that we had been in, and I observed that female teacher talking down to her, we ended up like out in the hallway area. And there was like some steps right there. And we were just kind of leaning down and sitting on the steps. And there was a wall to the right. And this is the really funny part. She was like all frustrated and shit, and she said, I'm just gonna learn nostalgia, and I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? And then I realized she was just being a smart aleck, you know, and she's like, well, it means that I don't want to learn anything, because she was frustrated that the college teacher had, and she didn't have a name. The alien didn't tell me her name. The older teacher or instructor or whatever, or professor, whatever she was, and so she said she was just going to learn nostalgia. And I'm so glad I remembered that word, because yeah, when I woke up, I totally remembered it and everything for a long time. And then about an hour later, I realized I kind of like fucking forgot it. And then it came back to me. And then I even asked my spirit guide, and she was trying to spell that out. And I was like, because at first I thought she was trying to go to O or whatever, but she was trying to spell N-O-S-T. But anyway, it came back to me, nostalgia. I don't even know if that's a word. I think nostalgic is a word, but I don't know if nostalgia is a word. But in the scenario, she said nostalgia. And I was just kind of like, what does that mean? And she's like, I'm just not going to learn anything. Because she was mad. Yeah, she's supposed to be really smart and everything. Okay, so So before, okay, like I say, this experience lasted a long time. You know, we were in the classroom a long time. Everything lasted a long time, and walking through the hospital part and the college part, and there's another part too. But let me just make sure I'm not forgetting any other thing, and I'm sure I am because it's such a long freaking. I love when I have long, exhausting experiences like this because I slept pretty dang good and really groggy and everything, and so this experience was just like really long and exhausting. And then when I woke up, I'm like, wow. And I slept almost 10 hours, man, because I tried to be in bed by like 9:45, and then I didn't get up till like 8. I think that's almost 10 hours. But anyway, okay, so the other part of the scenario, and I know it seemed like there was this also part of the scenario, this little blurb where I was actually sitting there in my cubicle at work. But anyway, but screw that part. Okay, but anyway, so the other part of the scenario, I was walking along, kind of like after I walked out of the classroom, and I was by myself. I was walking along, and before I got to that wall that I told you about, I was kind of like in the that was the hospital part. That wasn't the college part. That was the hospital part, but it was still in the college. And I looked over to my right, and there was a pool. And I saw like vividly. Just this whole experience was pretty vivid. But well, actually, the most vivid part was probably all the what I'm just about to say. So I looked over to the right, and there was like 2 swimming pools, and then there was like an area where all the doctors and the nurses and the surgeons, they were literally sitting there operating on people, and there was like a person out in the hallway, and there's a person on the on the rollaway bed or whatever. And this was like a full on it was like a hospital school too, but it was like a full on, they were doing surgeries and everything and working on the patients and everything. And I saw them in like white scrubs and everything, and that was all over to my right. And the 2 swimming pools, they were basically for rehab and stuff. But this is so funny. There was like a bunch of little kids. They were like 5, 6, 4 years old. A bunch of little kids. They were butt naked, and they were like getting ready to swim in the pool. And like they weren't patients, I don't think. It's just the hospital let them, swim in the pool. But they most of them were butt naked. I think a few of them had clothes on, but most of them were butt naked. And they were jumping in the pool, getting ready to swim and everything. But it was also used for like rehab patients and stuff. But yeah, all of that was like pretty dang like vivid and stuff. Like they were actually working on patients and everything. It wasn't just a school, if you know what I'm saying. It was kind of like a full-on working little hospital and stuff in that college. But this went on for a long, long, long time. I was probably in this scenario for 10 hours, you know what I mean? But it probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it lasted a good hour and a half in non-3D time. In 3D time. Like in 3D time, it probably lasted an hour and a half. But in non-3D time, it lasted probably, I was in that experience probably 10 hours. Where sometimes, it could feel like I'm in an experience 5 or 6 hours. And then it literally may just be like a 30-minute, scenario that I get in 3D time or whatever. But yeah, it was awesome, man. It was just fun. And like I say, I'm sure I know I know I'm forgetting some stuff when we were in the classroom. Me and her were in the classroom. And I just wish I remembered that name, because it was something like Joe Banner or something like that. I wish I remember exactly the name that I saw up there. But then I knew I was close to the classroom that we had been in, because I knew I had walked past that sign and saw the sign up on the door. But anyway, that was the part I'm so glad I didn't forget, was she said she just wanted to learn nostalgia. And I looked it up to see what it meant. And like I say, I don't think nostalgia is a word. I think it's nostalgic. but I did look, it might be a word, I don't know, but I looked it up. I can't remember what I looked up, nostalgia or nostalgic, but she did say nostalgia. And I'm so glad I didn't forget that. I mean, it was totally clear in my head right when I woke up and everything for several minutes, and then I realized an hour went by, and then I kind of forgot it again, and then I'm like, fuck, and then I like turned the TV off so I could think of what it was again, and then I tried to ask my spirit guide and everything, and then boom, it just came back to me. And I'll ask Joel too, what was that damn word, you know, in the scenario that I forgot? And sometimes he'll blurt it out in my head or whatever, and I think he probably helped me to remember it too. But this other experience I had yesterday was pretty cool too. It's like my sister rented out, okay, this is the second scenario I had yesterday morning. It's like my sister was renting out an apartment on, it seemed like they were on a good, you know, third floor apartment. She was renting out an apartment temporarily while she was working a new job. And she had a roommate and everything, and that woman was familiar, that woman was familiar, that roommate. And later in the scene, this dark-headed person came into the scene, and so anyway, so I kind of got laid again. See, I told you, when Joe's on the roll, I'll get laid like 7-8 days in a row. And so I kind of got laid again, and with this dark-headed person, and the person was kind of familiar to me as well. And but that was later on in the scene. At first, like me and my sister, we were just I was just observing her new apartment, just walking around. The roommate was walking around too. It was a pretty good sized apartment, and I was just noticing how clean and orderly it was. It was just really clean and spotless. There wasn't a bunch of stuff in the apartment, and I was just kind of shocked how clean and orderly. And my sister said, I get all of these rooms, like this living room here, I get the kitchen, I get the living room, I get this other bedroom. Because the roommate, all she wanted was just one bedroom, and she was happy. Like, she pretty much gave the whole rest of the apartment to my sister, and I thought that was kind of cool too. And like I say, about 3/4 way into the scenario, I got laid. And but anyway, so anyway, and then after that, here comes a really bizarre part. Then all of a sudden, and we did a lot of talking and shit too. And like I say, and even in the other scenario, the college and the hospital scenario, we did a lot of talking and stuff in that classroom. Like, we were in that classroom a long time. But and like I say, it was like a science class. And I know I'm forgetting a whole bunch of stuff from that part. But anyway, so when I was back up in the apartment and everything, and like I say, it totally seemed like we were on a very high, like, third floor. And then the last part of the scenario, and I know the aliens kind of copied off of this, because I had just watched, let's see, no, I'm not done with it yet. World Trade Center, and then, what was that other... And then we were talking about this not long ago or something, or there's another... Oh, no, I know, that one movie called, what was that one movie? The aliens were the aliens put that part in this scenario because of, I think because of World Trade Center, and then that, The Decline, that movie I saw, The Decline, on Netflix or whatever. It's kind of cheesy. But anyway, so at the last part of the scenario, all of a sudden, it's like, my sister and the roommate were having and that roommate was a familiar person. It was a friend of my sister's in real life. She was familiar, you know, she was familiar to me too. And there was a whole bunch of people in the apartment all of a sudden, and there seemed to be a lot of Asians for whatever reason, which that's kind of funny because sometimes the aliens do like to do that because they want to stand out. So sometimes they'll put like a bunch of Asian people or a bunch of black people. But there was, I don't remember any black people, but there was like a bunch of Asians, it seemed. And it's like all of a sudden they were having a little party, my sister and the roommate. And I somehow knew to get away from that closet area. Like I hurried up and went to the front. Well, I went back behind me and go to the front of the apartment because I knew there was like a bomb or something, and I knew it was going to go off. And then boom, it went off. And there was a crowd, I mean, of like probably at least 50 people in that apartment. And then all of a sudden I saw this little Asian kind of short girl. She looked about, 28 or something like that. And she was kind of like all bloody and stuff. And well, I don't know if she died or not, but that was the only person that the bomb hit. But I somehow knew there was a bomb, and that's why I hurried up and got to the front, well, back behind me to the front of the apartment. And it didn't hit anybody else, and it didn't hit me or whatever, but it just hit her because she was closest to that closet or whatever. And also, actually, there was this other movie that I just saw where, it was that Leeson guy was in it, Liam Neeson or whatever, and it kind of showed. So anyway, the aliens was copying off all of that. That's why they put that part in the scenario. But yeah, that was a pretty long scenario too, and it was really, really, really fun. I like the ones that stay with you for a long, long, long time. Well, this morning, it stayed with me for, a good hour or whatever, but I haven't had one in a while that stayed with me for like all day long. I love those types, but lately all these OBE-VR lucid dreams I've been having, they kind of like leave you really fast or whatever. That's what kind of sucks. But this morning it stayed with me for at least, a good hour, But, wait, hold on. Okay, so, back to the hospital. Oh my God! I'm so glad this fucking came back to me. Okay, because this was a pretty significant part, and I have no idea if the aliens meant anything by it. Okay, so back to and like I said, there's probably a few, I remembered all the significant stuff of the hospital and the college one, but the talking and stuff that what we said, I know in that classroom, I know I'm forgetting that. But, okay, there is this, and actually, like I say, so I got laid yesterday. Well, I kind of got laid again this morning. But, I mean, like I was, yeah, so but we didn't do much, but I was still kind of like about to get laid, you know what I mean? And that was this morning. And the college scenario one and the hospital one. Okay, so sometime I think it was towards more the end of the experience. And we're back to the college one with the hospital inside the, the training hospital inside. Okay, so this was not long before the ending of the scenario, and there was a couple females sitting there on my left. We were sitting there like in the middle. It's almost like we were having a little break or something. And I was sitting there at a table. There was two like women on my left, and then there was like a really, really tall person on my right. And I know the alien, I know who she was and everything. The alien was copying off of this one person I knew or whatever. And she was on my right. And then all of a sudden, they had two little red pills that looked like capsules. They looked like small capsules. And each one of them had like two red pills. And they were trying to get me to take like both red pills. And I didn't want to take them. But yeah, they were like, that part was really vivid too. And but I can't believe I almost forgot that part. But anyway, but then after I woke up, I realized, well, I can't remember what the red pill means and the blue pill means or whatever of the Matrix movie. Maybe I don't know. Was the red pill that keeps you in the Matrix and the blue pill takes you out or something like that? Something like that, but I'll have to go look and see what that means. But anyway, it was red capsules. And so I don't know if the alien was trying to copy off of that movie. I hadn't watched that movie in quite a while. And I wasn't thinking about pills lately or anything. But you're always seeing all this COVID bullshit, and so I don't have to be thinking about it for the aliens to put that in there or whatever. But that was kind of interesting. It's like they all had two little red pills just sitting there at the table. And I know I'm forgetting a lot what we said and shit, damn it. But I just knew that I didn't want to take those red pills, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to go look up to see what the red pill means, because I think one of them means, you're gonna stay in the Matrix, and the other one means to take you out. The blue and the red one, but that's in the Matrix movie. But I don't know if the alien was trying to copy off of that or what. But anyway, but they both were really awesome experiences, and then I had a lot more that I hadn't talked about either. But it doesn't matter. I just hadn't been in the mood to talk about them, but I just figure I'll just start talking about them again, because they're all pretty fun experiences. I don't know why I haven't been in the mood to talk about them. Okay, well, thanks for listening.